Salute Napoleon Community Schools high school teacher, Matt Keeler. Matt, congratulations.
Thanks.
Morning, Matt. How are you?
Thanks. I'm doing well. Thanks.
Matt has been at it a minute or two.
Yeah.
How long?
It's been 28 years. This will be my 29th year at Napoleon High School.
Wow.
That's awesome. Tell us about your road to Napoleon.
Well, I've wanted to be a teacher for a really long time,
Okay.
since 5th grade even. Both my parents were teachers down in North Adams where I grew up, and watching them make an impact every day just cemented in that that's absolutely where I want to be.
Do you remember what age you decided you wanted to become a
5th grade.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I just remember coming home from school, and pretty sure I said something to my parents that it was a silly thing. The teacher just said, "Hey, you're done with your math. So-and-so's not. Can you help them out?" It was just very satisfying to be able to explain something that didn't make sense to them in a way that did. It just clicked.
That's cool.
It runs in the family too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. My parents were teachers. My wife is a retired teacher. My oldest daughter is a second-year teacher down in Indiana, teaching special education kids. And my youngest daughter is not actually a teacher. She's an engineering student in college. But during the big solar eclipse, was that last year, 2 years ago? They were right in the path of totality, so I got to go down, and she, as an engineering student, got to set up a telescope and a big thing, and she got to teach people about solar flares
that's
and
cool.
sunspots. So I got to watch her teach, even though that's not really her thing. But
This is the fam here, and you have been. Now, all of you have been to all 50
All of
states?
us, yes.
All of you
Yep.
guys have been to all 50 states.
Yes,
What a commitment.
yeah, we love a good road trip.
When did you guys decide that was going to be a family thing?
I don't know. My wife and I don't know, our second or third anniversary, decided, since we're both teachers, it's summertime, let's just take a road trip. And we drove out west, and we camped some of the nights, we hoteled some of the nights, and we just wound around wherever we wanted and just kind of got the bug.
So have you kept a souvenir from every state? Like have you pried a license plate off?
Yeah, there you go. That would have been a good idea.
No, just pictures, memories. It's good stuff.
So you've been at Napoleon your whole career. What makes Napoleon so special?
Oh man, it's a great place to be.
Yeah.
The people I work with, we have a great team. We do lots of great things. The kids, the families, the community. It just, I don't know. It's something we brag about every time. We've done lots of interviews, over the years, and it's kind of fun trying to explain to potential, teaching candidates and people working in the office just why it's a great place to be, and it feels like family. It really does.
What do you do in the classroom to make it exciting for you along with the kids?
Well, that's actually key, because if I'm not having fun, they're probably not having fun, is what I've realized.
Looks like
over
you've
the
tied
years.
them all together.
Well, this is an example of science. There's scientific processes. This is an anatomy class, and I've discovered that if you ask the kids to act out certain processes, it sticks in their brain better and they make more sense of it. And certain times I tell them what to do. I tell them what their role is and what their lines are, and I kind of make it like a skit. Other times, like this, I honestly can't tell you what we were doing. It was a situation where I said, hey, here's a process. I want you to act it out for the rest of the class and go. And so some of them obviously are white blood cells because they're Captain America. They're defending the body somehow. Something else is knitting them together, so I'm guessing we're like sealing up a cut in a blood vessel. But anyway, acting out those processes, having the kids try and figure out what they're doing, they generally have a blast.
It's got to be fun. The kids have to want to come and show up. They want to be there.
Oh, absolutely. So here's lesson one I learned from my parents. My mom as a teacher is like, hey, first thing you need to do as a teacher, get in good with the secretaries and the support staff, the janitorial staff. So that allows me to do things like that. That box is full of flour and cocoa powder and whatever, and we're making craters in my astronomy class, and it makes just a total disaster. These guys haven't even started yet, but there'll be powder all over them, all over the floor, and it takes a little bit to get that cleaned up, but it's fun. They get to stand on chairs and drop stuff.
Oh dear.
So one of the other classes I teach, I call it field science. It's really an outdoor science class
Cool.
designed to get kids outside and just understanding what's out there, because I feel like we don't spend enough time outside, at least kids, my take, compared to back when I grew up. I hate to say that, but so that was Francie. The kids call her the bird lady, but she works for Michigan Avian Experience, and it's actually located right in Napoleon.
Cool.
And these birds, she brings in birds of prey. She has a bald eagle. She has lots of owls and hawks and falcons, and she'll bring in 3 or 4 of them to share with the class and talk about identifying features and their habitats and things. But all of them are injured birds of prey that have been knocked out of a nest, hit by a car, and we have another local lady that lives out towards Manchester that helps rehab those birds. And if they can return them to the wild, they do. If they don't, Francie keeps them as ambassador birds. She calls them and takes them to different organizations and raises money for the rehab of other birds that get injured.
You mentioned the connections with the people is important. It's people first, then students.
Oh, absolutely. Feedback from kids tells me that this is what works in education. And just as a teacher, if you can see the kids as people, as human beings, before just a kid in my second hour class, it makes all the difference in the world.
Have you had kids of kids?
Yes, I am to the point of I've had kids of kids graduate. I don't know. The first one was probably, I think he graduated 4 or 5 years ago now. So I've had kids of kids. We have freshman orientation tonight, in fact.
Nice.
It's going to be a fun game of when the parents and the kids show up. The parents are going to look at me. They're going to make eye contact. And I'm going to know, ooh, that was somebody I had in class. And I'm going to have to try and rack my brain to figure out who it was.
What's campus like? Obviously, the Pirate Plex is looking strong.
Yep, they're getting a lot of work done. I think they're getting new bleachers in. I'm assuming they're going to be having new bleachers because I was in last week and there was no bleachers in the gym. So I'm assuming we got something going on there. The building's looking good. I'm actually headed there to work on my classroom after I get done here.
What happens on Thursdays in your classrooms?
Okay, so partway through my teaching career, I've been teaching science almost every year. We had some things happen where they needed me to teach math for about 3 years. And so I taught math, and what I found is math is not as much fun for me to teach as science. Oh. It's easy to get kids to buy into science. Math, what I found is like, what are we doing, Mr. Keeler? We're going to find X. Again. But we're going to do it a different way, and that wasn't very exciting to them. So I started doing things like Technology Tuesdays. We used technology to do something. Would You Rather Wednesdays, where we had to use math to solve some sort of problem, not necessarily related to what we were going to do in class. And then the one that really stuck is Deep Thought Thursdays. And so on Deep Thought Thursdays, it can be something I have planned ahead of time. It can be a quote I heard. It could be just something I heard on the radio that morning. Sometimes it's serious stuff. Sometimes we set goals. We talk about how to accomplish goals. Sometimes it's just whatever pops into my head and we talk about it. We spend a lot of time talking about how to improve the school, how to improve ourselves, what's within our locus of control and what's not. Sometimes it's a 5-minute conversation. Every once in a while that lasts longer, which is fun because the kids seem to think, ooh, we're dragging this out.
Right.
I know full well how much time it takes, but they seem to think they're getting out of something.
That's funny.
Maybe we'll start Deep Thought Thursday.
We need to.
There you go. Sounds good.
Well, congratulations for being chosen as our Stowe Agency Nemec Insurance Educator of the Month from Napoleon Community Schools high school teacher Matt Keeler. More of the morning show after this.